Hello everyone, today I have a video for you on the eclipse that we just went through, what was it, a few days ago. And I want to share our experience in our home, what we did, but I also thought I would come here and kind of show you what are some cool things you can do as a homeschooling parent. And so, for example, since this very awesome, exciting thing happened in our family, in our world, science, it's not just something that we learned about in a book, just kind of a dry topic, but we actually got to see it safely, and we talked about it and all these things. So I thought it would be great to follow up on that very real experience and try to keep it fun, keep it relevant, and yes, include books. But the way I find that I love teaching and learning with my kids about science is I love going and finding books at our library and reading out loud to my kids about science, about those kind of topics, and just discussing it along the way. I find that we learn way more that way, and it's more fun than just going through a textbook. So I wanted to share some of the books I found at my library. This book called Moon. I walked in looking for books that had the title Eclipse, and so I ended up finding pages on eclipses inside the books of moons. So moons, the moon. So here we go. This book I'm going to show you real quick. Science, History, and Mystery. And what got me to check this book out. Okay, so here's the thing about this one. This one I was a little hesitant to get because it almost seems like it's maybe something I would like to explore the topics with my kids being older, but at the same time I thought let's just try it, because this book isn't just about the science part, but they combined it with pretty much all the things that you can think of related to the moon. So there are Shakespeare plays that reference the moon. There are ancient civilizations and what they believed, what gods and rituals and things like that. They definitely have, for example, the science component, the history, but like I said, there is a lot of social studies, a lot of, okay, we're going to introduce a lot of different cultures, world cultures, religions, and all of these beliefs. And so as a Christian, I think, I would imagine, at least half of us, as Christian moms, especially homeschoolers probably, we might be hesitant about introducing or even just reading other books, because the perspectives, how they present the information might not give our worldview, the truth, the Christianity, the Christian worldview, a fair presentation. I kind of skimmed a little part because I was curious, but they were talking about, for example, I think it was this book, or maybe it was another book, where they give you I think it was 4 different options about creation, and oh, here it is, yeah. For example, maybe I'm wrong, but just from taking a glimpse at this, you have the theory 1, theory 2, theory 3, theory 4, and then this tiny little star right here. It's, did you know the Bible's book of Genesis says that God created the moon in a single day? So is that really giving us a fair fair portion on this this section about, you know, there's way more that could be said about what I guess technically the Bible does say that, but maybe you could reference the Bible verse. Maybe you can also comment that within Christianity there are the Bible teaches these things that science has only recently come to confirm, to have a consensus that, yeah, you know, like things didn't just accidentally appear, because that goes against the other scientific the other theories out there. But yeah, like Christianity definitely speaks about that things had to come into existence, you know, and things like that. So it's compatible to God created, you know, there was nothing in the beginning and then God created, so something out of nothing. Anyways, yeah, so that's why we might be hesitant. But I thought, okay, you know, if your child is going to elementary or whatever, a public school, they're going to learn about all these cultures, and it is good for us as people, for our kids to be aware of the world, you know. And so who better to help them process this information than you, their parent, their Christian parent. So we're gonna go through it, and we're not going to like run away from it or just get angry because people used to think a certain way, used to believe in false gods and all of that. Instead, we're going to talk about it and what do we believe as Christians. See, that one was the most complicated book. The decision was a little time consuming, but the next book I have here is The Lunar Cycle, Phases of the Moon. Definitely, it was something that I had brought up before the eclipse, because when we were driving like in the nighttime, and I'm like, whoa, look at that, it looks like a tiny sliver, it looks almost like there's an eclipse happening right now. So I'm like, oh, do you guys know about that there's phases of the moon? And so I thought, you know what, that's going to be a great topic for us to learn. So pretty much we're doing a unit study on the moon. Within it, it's going to be the eclipse also. So this book seems very more simple. You can read through it probably in 1-2 days, however fast you want to go. Very interested in books that have these pictures so that they can see all the phases. This one was kind of interesting because it's the moon tonight, our moon's journey around Earth. I thought the pictures are very pretty. They look it looks like just you're reading a storybook. So I'm very interested in hearing this, and I feel like the more like books we read, the more the information will what do you call it? It'll be more review, and so they'll be able to absorb it more. Okay, I thought this one was fun. Same thing, I was like, wait a minute, is this kind of new agey? Because the character, it starts off with a character that I think it's called, she's like Miss Universe or something like that. And you know how like new age, they're all about like the universe, thank you universe, or the universe is trying to tell me something or whatever. Then I thought, you know what, look at this 3-eyed, you know, alien, of course. So like, it's just fiction, so we can just talk to our kids about like, yeah, this is just pretend, this is just a fun a creative and you know, using imagination way to like describe like science. So this is more just of a fun book, and I kind of saw that it looks kind of funny and silly, so I think definitely my son in particular is gonna love it. He loves making like little voices for characters and being all super loud and stuff. I thought this one was cool because it's probably more for like maybe like my 3rd grader. It's more of like big letters, and it has some good like, what would you call it, just pictures, and it seems to have information not just about like the science side, but also it's the moon, 5 of the 6 US flags on the moon still stand, like just little interesting facts. and probably they explain things in a way that little kids could understand it, you know, their level. And so this one, I just got the idea, you know, if I'm going to be reading all these moon books, I'm gonna go to the Christian section and see if there's a book that talks about God's creation, you know, and maybe tie that in with these books. And so interestingly enough, I found this book, The Moon Shines Down, and it doesn't seem like it's for, you know, 3rd, 4th grade, which is my kids' grade level, but it mentions the moon, and it goes through like apparently there's a little, this is a little story that takes you through different locations of the world, but mostly I especially got it though because it's like rhyming, and it's repetitive. So the line is, "Oh God, bless the moon, and God bless me and the children asleep in the Swiss country." So I thought it was good to help the kids just think about different places of the world, the children in different places of the world, and remembering that we thank God because He created the moon. So yeah, I think that's, oh, what I did want to say, the Christian book section, very few books here at this library. And I asked, do you guys take donations? And I just thought, you know what, that might be a nice contribution for us as Christians, especially like if you live in cities where it's very like secular. It would be great for us Christians to donate our Christian books in particular to our libraries. That way their Christian section can be larger, you know. And I just thought, I would have loved to have found a Christian book that explains the moon eclipses through the perspective of a Christian, you know. Like, I'm sure they're out there for sure. There's all kinds of curriculum for homeschoolers, you know, that you could just, you go through different sections, and it does teach you science, but it has the undertone of, you know, like God created these things. And I just thought, you know, that's so important for us as Christians. That's why God gives us different gifts, because there are different needs. For example, like this, right? Like, how great would it be if you find a Christian book right in between all the other science books about the moon? That would be a way to evangelize the kids, right? And you make it really like just so thick with information, scientific information, that, you know, parents won't resist. Like, hey, this is a good book with a lot of information, and maybe they'll be more open-minded and think in terms of God, you know, about God's connection with His creation, the moon. So I don't know, maybe I should write a book. After giving it more thought, I remembered there is a Christian apologist author named Lee Strobel who makes kid version books of his books, and I remembered that he wrote a book on creation for kids, and I went ahead and bought it on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $8 or less. And I did check my library first. They did have a free downloadable option, like an audiobook, but for our family style, we like going through books, like the actual, you know, paperback version. And I think it's good, also a good little investment for my kids to be able to go back whenever they want to and refer back to that book with the information that's in it. And then when the kids, you know, outgrow that book, I do plan on donating it to our local library. Okay, so that was what I wanted to share, and I can't wait to share the rest of what my kids and me did.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, this eye right here. And on the white piece of paper,
I don't see any sun.
you're gonna see a shadow. You're gonna see a little dot, and then you're gonna see the moon. That's the eclipse.
Don't look directly
You see it? Yeah, position yourself here. Come on. Position yourself.
Here, Mama, let me try and I can tell you if.
I see it. I think I see it.
Okay.
I think I just saw it. This one's bigger.
Just put one of my eyes.
Yeah, and the sunlight has to come in through that little hole right there. So
This one.
That one?
Well, it doesn't help that my glasses have a glare.
you have to look directly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that little spot. That tiny little white spot.
Yeah.
You see it? It's like a little,
Nothing yet.
it's super tiny. It's smaller than it's like a seed size. And so just look for a white spot with a tiny little, like what we saw on the TV. Tiny little bite.
Found it.
Oh my gosh, it's disappearing.
I know. There's no minutes left. Just seconds, people.
Get ready to go outside.
Well, this is here, this is not sublime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Amazing. And they're doing experiments too during this eclipse. Amazing how accurate they got the time too.
Our atmosphere actually responds to the eclipse, and we're trying to figure out how that ionosphere, that atmosphere actually responds to it.
26, 26, 25,
Shadow over land.
23. When it gets to 10, can we
Whoa,
count down?
where's our view? Where's our view?
Mom, when it gets to 10, Mommy, when it gets to 10, can we count down?
Okay, ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look. She wants to see it now.
Let's go. Wow, look guys, look,
Look,
Jermaine,
look.
Full eclipse in Mexico.
We're starting to see those pink fingers out there.
I'm filming.
Oh, look, that's actual, fire coming out of the sun. Like, streams of fire coming out of the sun.
That is so cool. Now you can actually see the rays.
Wait, what time is
The
it?
rays
What time
coming
is
out of
it,
the sun.
guys?
It is 11:08. Make a decision. All right, remember, follow the same rules outside. Now let's see what our totality looks like.
It still looks the same.
Still looks the same. Well, that's what a complete what do you call it? Eclipse looks like. Oh yeah.
Maybe if we point this thing at a different angle, we can look at the full
Did you
shot.
see it or no?
That's it right
No,
there.
baby,
Is it?
because where we're at on the Earth.
Yeah, right there.
No.
Right there. That's it right there.
No, that's our view of the eclipse.
Amazing.
So it's been 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I'm very
So
jealous.
it's-
Heather, are you jealous? I kind of feel like
I'm
you're
a little
jealous.
jealous. Yeah, I kind of want to, see if I can make a faster plane so we can, follow it all the whole way.
Plus, they're up above the clouds, so
Yeah, don't worry about the clouds. Exactly.
Well, I do want to say a big thank you to the
11 what a.m.?
the whole team
Oh,
supporting
11 a.m., right?
Kelly,
It's 11 a.m.
Right now it's 11:12.
And for those
11,
watching,
12
if you're interested in learning more with her, check out her and other experts featured in
11,
the
12
Sun series
a.m.
of NASA's Curious Universe
And
podcast.
we'll see if we can keep seeing.
Pop up on the screen.
I documented it.
To the episode.
You
Look
don't,
over here.
Again, look
you
at
don't
that
have to
double
thank
box
me, everyone. I
right there, showing you
documented
amazing
it.
views.
So I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Bye.